of rework time and picking the wrong lender. It also prioritizes what's important to them, for example, the lowest interest rate or a really fast approval, whatever is important to them.
Lovely. Again, going back to loan options, there's a story that loan options AI started with loan matching engine built inside an Excel spreadsheet at midnight. Take us back to that moment before all this amazing technology you just spoke about. Take us back to that moment. What was going on inside you, and what was the problem you were so obsessed with solving that you were up at midnight building it yourself?
Yeah, so I guess, I was a finance broker for about 9 years before I started loan options. And so I was very, very aware of all of the problems that customers were facing, all of the pain points, the lack of transparency that was there, the slow and clunky forms they had to fill out, the document collection process was annoying. I was very, very across the problem. And thankfully my brain kind of works like a computer. So, I was able to, when a client was telling me their scenario and I was collecting their information, I could, in my head, start to build a picture of which lender is going to be the most suitable. But of course, that's not scalable. And so as you try to build a business and scale it and have more team members, you can't necessarily transfer that knowledge easily to other people, and their brains maybe don't work as analytical as mine. They maybe have different parts of their brain that engage. So I decided that I would build it in a spreadsheet, and I said to myself, literally, these are the exact, the exact thought process was, if my monkey brain can navigate this sort of 90 lenders and pick the right one, then I'm sure a computer can do it easily. All I had to do was write down all of the logic and reasoning that I was using to come to those conclusions, and eventually they became very, very nested formulas. Sometimes they were 10 or 15 lines long for one cell, and there was hundreds, maybe even upwards of 1,000 cells of formulas to make this loan matching service work. And that's how it started. It started in 2020. We were in a tiny little office and we built the MVP. We went live. We enhanced the technology. We helped customers. We used the revenue we generated. We reinvested back in more technology, more engineering resources. Improved the version. Version by version, we improved the tech. Helped more customers, and we just kept getting those compounding benefits of making the tech better, which then helped us get more customers. We got more customers, which generated more revenue reinvested back into the business, and so it was this flywheel. And but it all came from trying to solve these real problems that customers were facing. And you spoke about financial literacy, and it's very curious that you raised that, because one of our core missions for the business is to help people who maybe lack the level of financial literacy that maybe people in the finance industry have, help them get access to the best rates and not pay too much. And so over the last 5.5 years, we've saved tens of millions of dollars for Australians in interest that they would have otherwise paid to a bank for no extra reason. We still got them the same loan amount they were looking for. We just got them a much better deal. And so that's something that makes me feel very happy and very proud that the tech that we've built actually has a meaningful impact on people.
Amazing.